Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another weekly breakdown here at Intuition FX. I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone's had a fantastic weekend, and I hope everyone's also had a fantastic trading week as well. So, as usual, let's just get straight into it. So, starting from the economic calendar, we can see we've got a lot of news this week. We've got some high impact news pretty much daily, apart from Monday. But again, Monday's a day I don't trade. Tuesday is when my trading week actually begins. So we've got a lot of high impact news. And I think it's going to be a very eventful week. I do think we have some nice opportunities lining up for the week ahead. So let's go straight into the charts and have a look. Okay, so starting off with DXY. Now, I'll be honest, I did not expect DXY to be going this low. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, but clearly it's been moving lower. So I don't want to try and pick a bottom and say now it's gonna reverse. I thought it was gonna reverse from here. It didn't. When I saw this huge candle go down, it was an indication to me that we might just be going lower. So you can see if we split it to a sell side and the buy side of the curve, take this candle across, fair value gap, price trades into it, trades lower. We've now got this little retracement over here, like an optimal trade entry, bearish daily order blocks over there, and now I think we are going to go for this sell side liquidity. Take these two candles here. I think if Monday trades lower, creates that a bearish order block for us, I think it'd be an interesting opportunity on Tuesday to get short. So I am interested to see. I do think this sell side is the next target. I think that's what we're gonna go for. Nice little run over there, and I think we can run a little bit lower than that as well. Maybe coming to this order block over here. But then again, it depends how we move from there because I'm very interested to see what dollar wants to do because ultimately I thought this fair value gap here and boom from there we'd go higher. But this is a lot, of downwards momentum, and we've only got 4 days for this monthly candle to close. So it's going to be very interesting to see, is it going to give us a very sharp reaction upwards, or is it going to continue going lower? Or did July make the low of the year? So I'm very interested, sorry, to see. I think the last week of this month, these 4 days remaining, are going to be very eventful. Again, the news economic calendar also portrays that. So I do think maybe if we get below this low, get into this order block over here and run higher would be a nice thing to see. We do have low resistance liquidity runs over here. So I think they are setting up something to go higher in the month of December. But again, I don't want to get my hopes up too high. Again, we do have this fair value gaps like PD array, taken in. Boom, price gone higher, order block there. We do have this SMT from a very long time ago that may be still holding, and this is probably the last point of defense of saying, okay, we could still take out this low. Below this low, there's a PD array, so it makes sense for them to go to that low and then use this order block to go higher. But again, I'll be seeing what price does when we get there. That's what I'm going to see. So I'm a bias for now on a very short term basis. I think we can find some nice shorts early on in the week. Going on to GU. GU is an interesting one. We've got a lot of buy side liquidity. Again, the monthly fair value gaps is traded way above it. We had this over here, proportion block, two candles after that. So this is great bullish movement. What do I think is going to happen with GU? I'm very interested to see. Again, I don't have a definitive answer of what I think. I am favoring EU at the moment. So for now, I am going to leave GU. Looking at EU, it is very interesting. Well, nice. Anyways, I do think I need to buy the Black Friday deal actually. Anyways, yeah. So again, we had a fair value gap over here. Boom, on that Friday, price dipped into it. Boom, shoots higher. Bullish order block over here. Look at that proportional block. Next two candles are going higher. Again, I think this can turn into a bullish daily order block, and we are going to go for this buy side liquidity. When I say we are, it's kind of like a hope that we do go there. But again, if we just take 50% of this wick, just to keep ourselves, I want to say, composed. Because if we do use that as an intraday target, I'll be interested to see how we react. Does it want to go above it? Does it want to or does it just touch it and go lower? Is what I'm trying to say. So be very careful when price comes to that point over there. But again, ultimately, I do want to see us take out that buy side liquidity over there, and then If you go above there, I want to see this buy side liquidity. If you go above there, then I want to go there, and the dollar will obviously do the inverse of this. So, but again, we do have these low resistance liquidity runs, and you can see here I still got that daily sell side marked out. Could be just creating a nice market maker sell model. Who knows? So again, like I said, I like to take each week as it comes, each day as it comes, and I think that's very important. But something I wanted to touch upon were the trades taken this week quickly. Again, not a very long lecture. Again, because I did only take pretty much one trade. My euro one stopped me out. But for this one over here, spread stopped me out, which is quite unfortunate. But as you can see, boom, it did get lower. If you are in this trade, heavy partials. I would recommend taking partials because we did get stopped out after. But again, I already had been stopped out. But GU is a trade I took over here. We had a nice movement lower on GU, so caught a nice move there. Again, majority of my position was taken off over here before we got that reversal to go higher. So it was nice that I took out a lot of my position. Um, what else? So I think, yeah, again, like I said, market maker buy model, what I thought was happening on dollar, but again, proven wrong again. So what I want to say is that, guys, it's a lot of people want to get it right all the time in trading. And the thing I've realized over the last 4 years is that you're never going to get it right all the time. You can have it wrong and you can still make money off it. For example, GU, I caught those short scalps. But after that, once I got out, what happened? It went long. EU, again, it's a losing trade, right? I mean, if you guys go and look at all my weekly breakdowns and all the trades that I've taken and all the things that I've outlined, I would say I'm on the 90% mark of having a directional bias. But there are times where I'm just gonna get it wrong, and that's the reality of it. But as long as I'm not getting it wrong more times than I'm getting it right, that's the main thing. You wanna ultimately have you want to be right, basically is what I'm saying, but you're not going to be right 100%. And I think that's something that's very important to understand as a trader. And you need to let go of your ego, and you need to just understand that, again, you're not going to win 24/7. Because I understand how it feels, guys, when you lose a trade. When I was beginning as a trader, and it just makes you feel like a failure. You're like, I don't want to trade, I don't want to, lose, or losing is a bad thing. Don't take losing and put a negative, like attach a negative connotation to it. Take it as ICT always says, it's just business tax. It's a business cost. So losses are gonna come, but again, like I said, you just need that consistent edge, and you need to just follow it religiously, basically. So let's say you're gonna say, okay, this is the way I'm going to trade. This is my model. I'm going to follow this model. Again, I don't trade Mondays, so guess what? I'm not going to trade Mondays. I don't even look at a chart until Monday evening, sometimes even Tuesday morning, okay? And then boom, Tuesday I start, and then once I made my target for the week, guess what? You won't see me in the chart again. Like I said, guys, this is why you don't see me 24/7 on the Telegram, or 24/7 on Twitter, or 24/7 on Instagram, because I have a life outside the charts, and I don't like to spend all my time on the charts either. As I was a developing trader, and I still am a developing trader, but in my early days, it was a lot of chart work just to understand what's going on. And now it's come to a point where, okay, I can see what's going on. It's just about keeping that consistent edge and just following a plan. That's all it is, just following a plan. Do not break that plan. The minute, even like, let's say I know some of you trade Mondays, and that's completely fine. That might be part of your plan, but for me, I don't trade Mondays. If I see an A star setup even on a Monday, I still won't take it. And the reason for this is, I know this is going to be quite how do I say it, it's going to be quite controversial. Even if it's an A star setup on a Monday, I won't take it, because in my rules, I can't trade Mondays, right? If I break my rules, I break my own trust, because I'm trusting myself to keep those rules. For example, if you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you've broken your own trust, right? And you got, like, and we humans are victims of that, I would say. We do that a lot. And I would say, when it comes to your trading, you need to follow it. And you need to have that discipline to say, okay, if I'm not going to trade Monday, guess what? I'm not going to trade on a Monday. And that's just the reality of it. When you start going off track, when you start doing things you shouldn't do, it's just gonna be a mess, guys, because really and truly, once you found something that works, a lot of you know your fault is you. A lot of you guys in my messages are saying, I have my model, but I can't find consistency. The reason you can't find consistency is because you're not consistent with following your plan. Because if you were to follow your plan, you would have that consistent basis, right? Because if you're saying you have a model and you're saying you have the edge, but you keep breaking even, really check yourself. Really, this is why I say journaling is so important, and people underestimate this. I think manually journaling is so important because you really want to get down to writing down the feelings of why did you take this trade. I understand there's a lot of well, like TradeZilla and I think EdgeWonk. There's a lot of things out there that Telegraph, not Telegraph, but it copies your trades on there to like get a nice like journal, and that's great. That's great to have, but I would definitely have a manual journal where you write down your feelings of what you're feeling when you're taking a trade. I think that's a very important part because you need to understand why you're doing something. Are you just chasing a high? If you're chasing a high, you're not going to get far. You need to understand why you're taking this trade. Okay, I took this trade because I can see it done this, it does this, it done that. If you genuinely sit there and you're about to write why I'm about to take this trade and you can't write anything, guess what? You don't have a trade. It's as simple as that. Um, Again, a lot of people are going to have their own ways to master their mental, weaknesses. A lot of people are going to have their own way to really journal. But what I like to do is before I'm about to take a trade, I'll try to write down why I'm about to take this trade. And sometimes I'll be surprised that I don't even have a reason to take it. So it's like a reality check to me. Like, okay, you don't need to take it then. You're just trying to chase a high. And I think a lot of you need to do that. I think you need to get back to mental reality basically with yourselves. And that's the biggest thing in the trading industry is your psychology. And it's so cliche to say it's your psychology, it's your mindset, but it really is that. I've seen a lot of traders, like some of you have jumped on a call with me, a lot of you, no, not a lot of you, but some of you have jumped on a call with me, and majority of you know your setups, but you're doing the complete opposite because you just want to make a quick buck. Again, it's a long game. Focus on the percent, like I always say, and just understand that this is a very long game, and I say this to a lot of people because let's say you have 100k funded, for example, right, and you make 1% a week, and that's it. You leave it at that. You make 4% a month. I think that's very respectable. Even if you make 0.5% a week, you make 2% a month, right? On a 100k account, that's 2 grand a month. Now, if you're from the UK, you'll understand that if you're making 2k a month, that's more than what some people are making, right? And I know it's not a lot, 100%, and I'm not saying make 2k and stop for the rest of your life. I'm saying you are now at a starting point where you can make 2% a month. You can stay on 2% for the rest of your life if you want to. Why? That's 100k funded. What happens if you get 200k funded now? So now you got 200 k under capital. Now make 2% of that. Do you know what I'm saying, guys? What if you have 400k funded? You make 2% of that. So you can really do a very, very low percent. Stop trying to chase 6%, 10%. And I know I say to you guys, I do try to aim sometimes for 6, but I'll be honest to you, there's times where it's just maybe like 3%, 4%. But understand that it's going to look 4% or 3% a month is going to look completely different on a 100k account and a 10k account. And I know how it feels to sit there on a 10k account and make 3% and be like, what's £300 going to do to me? Do you know what I'm saying, guys? But this is where your mindset has to come in. This is where you need to understand the long game. You need to say, you know what? If I can just consistently make 2 to 3% a month on a 10k account or a 20k account, all I need to do is transpose this exact model, this exact way of trading onto a bigger account. That's it. You can't jump from 0 to a 100k account straight away. You won't get far. You need to go to the 10k accounts. You need to go to the 25k accounts. You need to go through that little process, especially if you're struggling with it mentally. You know, you need to do that to really understand the psychology and really understand yourself. And from there, honestly, guys, when you're doing like 2-3% on 200k or 300k, you start to say to yourself, okay, this is comfortable. Now, if I get another 100k funded, that's just adding on to my AUM, assets under management, and I can just continue making that 2-3%. But it just mean that still is going to give me more money because I've got more capital now. You know, that's the bet. Don't look at the greed part of it. Don't chase stupid RRs, 20 Rs or 10 Rs. Let's be honest, guys. If those were possible, we would have a lot of millionaires in trading already. Do you know what I'm saying? All this 10R, 20R stuff. Go for that 1 to 2 or that 1 to 3 or maybe if 1 to 4. How many of my trades do you guys see me doing 1 to 4, guys? A lot of my trades are 1 to 2 or 1 to 1. Sometimes I'll get that 1 to 3. Yeah, I will. But a lot of the time is 1 to 2. So again, guys, sorry, the psychology part is very important in trading. Very important. And once you get into your head that you don't need high percentages, you will do amazing. Just focus on percent. Forget the pips, forget the money, just focus on the percent. Like I said to you guys, even 2% a month, right? As long as you're, increasing your capital slow, it might take you 2, 3 years to get 400k funded, but you'll get there. Don't try rushing it. Go with your own time. Go with your process. Go with what you know. Yeah, you can be a little bit aggressive if you know what you're doing, right? But again, like, enjoy the process and learn from the process. Don't chase a high. So just to finish off as well, a lot of you guys have been seeing I've been posting results from the one-to-one calls I've been doing with one of my clients, and he's doing very good. Again, he so I introduced him to the ICT concepts about 5, 6 months ago, and recently we've been doing a lot of calls, and this is what has helped them a lot. Um, Again, taking some good trades. Again, I know you know, not huge figures, but again, I've been there before. This is where you start. And if you can do it consistently on a small account, I can only imagine what he's going to do when he gets a bigger account. So again, like I said, guys, if any of you need that one-to-one help, you just need an hour of that conversation. Like I'm speaking now, you just need an hour of this. In so much more depth. You want me to personalize something for you, for example, you might be struggling with something, and I might not have covered it on my YouTube. You want that one-on-one time. Again, the link is there. If you can't see a time there that suits you, do message me. I do have other times available, and we will definitely sort something out for you guys. So apart from that, again, guys, let's have a smashing trading week this upcoming week. Let's smash the markets, and if I see anything, I will post it. Again, guys, don't get used to things like this when I start posting trades. This is not a signal. This is not me saying to you, take a short. Not look, I said here looking to short EU. I did not say to you, here's my stop loss, here's my take profit, guys. It was risk 1%. I did not say that. I just said, hey, look, this is what I'm seeing. I'm gonna take it, and I was very transparent on being stopped out. And here, GU again, that was a very, like I said, 5 minute chart. Sometimes I have to be very quick in what I'm doing, and it doesn't allow me like this on the 15-minute time frame to post setups like this. But if I do see setups, I'll post them. But again, I'm not posting it to give you a signal. I'm not posting it to say, hey, take it. I'm just posting it to create a journal, to create some sort of record on the Telegram page for consistency. Because again, like I've said, you can go to my weekly breakdowns, you'll see the consistency of there, but I also want to create some sort of consistency on the actual individual trades I'm taking. So again, just to finish off, like I said, guys, if you need any calls, do just book them through the link on my Telegram channel, which I will pin. And if you need to reach out to me, reach out to me on Telegram, Instagram, Twitter. I'm more active on Instagram and Telegram. Twitter, again, uh, I don't like to get too involved sometimes. So again, other than that, guys, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Take care of yourselves, and let's have a smashing trading week. Peace.